Hello everyone, welcome to yet another meeting of Turning Point Toastmasters. I am your Sergeant at Arms and Toastmaster of the day and the backup timer for the day today.
Oh my God.
And welcome to meeting number 324. We provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. You are now inside the code of conduct of a Toastmasters meeting. Please be advised that this meeting is being recorded and that it may not be possible to pause the recording. Following are the meeting rules. For audience, please be advised that any behavior that disturbs the flow of the meeting will result in removal from the meeting room without any warning. Please ensure that your noise-making devices are either switched off or on silent mode. Please speak responsibly on religion, sex, and politics in your speeches. As far as possible, please keep your videos on, audios off, and applause flowing throughout. Be the kind of audience for others you would like to have for yourself. Toastmaster of the day, table topic master, and general evaluator. Please ensure a smart audio-video check before handing over to the respective role players. Role players, please rename yourself as role players hyphen your name hyphen your club name. You may omit the club name if you are a member of Turning Point Toastmasters. Please acquaint yourself with the role of timer. The timer will use background change screen sharing to indicate the timing using one of the three cards. Green means that you have reached the minimum qualifying time. Yellow indicates that it is a good time to start concluding. That specifies that you have 30 seconds more or you will be disqualified. Individual session timings will be explained in due time. We encourage you to use the Zoom emoticon generously to encourage role players. We sincerely request you not to send chat messages to everyone or the speaker on stage. In fact, refrain from chatting altogether and focus on the speaker. Reiterating, please stay on mute until specifically requested to unmute. Polls will be launched after each section and they will be closed after 30 seconds. Now, I would like to introduce the presiding officer for today's meeting. The presiding officer for today is one of the stalwart member of Turning Point Toastmaster. He is a distinguished Toastmaster, has been a Toastmaster for almost 12-13 years, if I'm not wrong. Before coming into Toastmasters, he pursued his engineering, then did his MBA from Nasimunji, Hyderabad, and then he worked with few of the corporate houses of India before moving full-time, before becoming a full-time freelancer and becoming a corporate trainer. Now he is part of trainers that lead the training part in the TCS, and that's Toastmaster Anand Katyani for you. I would like to welcome him on stage and do a quick audio video check.
Hi, Madhav. Thank you for that introduction. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Over to you.
Thank you so much for that beautiful introduction as well as a powerful start to the meeting today. Folks, welcome you heartily to this amazing meeting, partly because we have a few guests from outside, and one of them is going to deliver a fantastic speech as well. So welcome, Sudhamini. Welcome to our club once again. We also have Bhavan Adi. Adi, please correct me if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. Help me understand how to pronounce it correctly. Can you hear me, Adi? While I set up his or her audio, I also welcome Ria Anand. Ria, thank you for lending your support to this crucial meeting today. Ria,
Thank you, Anand.
Thank you so much. Would request everyone to kindly switch their videos on while in due time, many other guests who are in pipeline, they join us, and request Techmaster to keep an eye over there as well. I also welcome Jaspreet Kaur Taneja and Nitin Pathak, two of the most engaging members from Spearhead Toastmasters. Welcome, folks, for joining our meeting today. Let's switch the videos on as well. And now, a deliberation that I kind of had a few days ago with none other than Nitin Pathak only. You see, the last term in this Toastmaster club and with our sister club, which we split 2 years ago in two clubs. So our sister club Spearhead. So I'm a member of both, and Nitin is a past president and current VP membership of that. And he posed a challenge to us. He asked us to do better than what we have been doing, lead by example rather, and deliver more and more and more speeches. As we submitted our club success plan yesterday to the esteemed area director, we have made a commitment that yes, the last year, the highlight of our whole club operation was Srishti Mehrotra as the district finalist. This year, let's beat Srishti's record. Let's have our newest members reach that level of excellence which Srishti has put as a baseline for all of us. Request everyone, whether someone live present in the meeting today or those who are going to watch this YouTube live stream later on, request all the members, not just of our club, but anyone, any from here. I humbly challenge them to shake the status quo and go beyond what we have been. Mid-year has passed. We are almost in the final quarter, or rather the final 1/3 of the year. And to be honest, if we look back, I'm sure we all are not satisfied with what we have achieved in the 2/3 of the year gone by. So how about we cover up for all that in the final 1/3? Give up if you are all, if you agree with this challenge that I have posed. Not just in Toastmasters, but in our personal, professional goals as well. Let's pose it as a challenge. Will we do better than what we have been doing in the past 8 months or so? Great. So speeches, roles, but an additional word to that, purposeful speeches, thoughtful delivery of roles, and leading by example, as Nitin has posed a challenge to all of us. I also see there is a guest named GS joining us. Miss or Mr. GS, would you kindly introduce yourself, show us, tell us your real name, please?
Hi, Anand, Gunjan this side.
All right, Gunjan Sharma. She is from our sister club Spearhead, and she is also a blood relative of the next person I'm going to introduce. Well, I'm going to introduce our current president who is making a comeback, and true to the informal discussion that I'm leading, he is coming back and leading, charging by example. He's going straight for the role of Toastmaster of the day, the host for today's meeting. And this gentleman, while delivering his theme, we kind of deliberated around what would be the appropriate word to keep it generic enough and not putting it in a risky territory or a negative phenomenon that we are going to discuss, that kind of territory. I think he is going to discuss a very relevant word for all of us, a concept that's pretty much all around us. And often we crib about this when we are facing it from others. But there are often times when we are a part of the problem as well. So Madhav, let's have you on the spotlight to talk about toxicity at the workplace, or workplace toxicity, as a very relevant theme for today. Madhav, over to you.
Thank you, Anant. As I come back to Turning Point Toastmaster after almost 2 months, I would like to start off with a story. While working with one of my past employers, I was working on a complex project and I encountered a roadblock and I had to ask few questions to my manager. I reached out to him. He came back with a suggestion. Suggestion was, Madhav, why don't you start concluding things on your own? Why do you need to reach out to people to find solutions? Just think of it as a battlefield. A soldier, if he is fighting in a battlefield and if he encounters a problem, does he or she has an option to call the captain and ask the question? No. Consider it like a battlefield. Find solution yourself. Conclude things on your own. And if something goes wrong, I am here. If something goes wrong, I am here. Those were his exact words. And I became very happy. I thought it to be a very nice opportunity for me to do things on my own, to become better, to grow faster. And I found his advice to be very good, and I took it in a positive way. I concluded the project. I submitted it. It was approved. 5-6 months down the line, I got a call from my manager. And there were some really senior leaders of the company who were also on that call. And all of them started bombarding me with questions. How did you conclude this in this way? How did you document it this in this way? And the worst part, my manager was one of them. I was speechless because he was the one giving free hand to me, and he was the one even approving the final work product that was developed. On that call, on that day, I had decided that I'm gonna leave the company. This was one of the few incidents that had happened already. And after almost 1.5 months, I had put my papers. This is one of the incident that made me feel I am working in a toxic work culture. As I talk about it more, as I share more stories, as I share learnings that have come out of bearing all this, leaving companies and getting into with another manager, we'll talk about all of this more. But before that, let me introduce you to the theme of today's meeting. Let me introduce you to the structure of a typical Toastmasters meeting. A typical Toastmaster meeting consists of 3 sections. The first section is prepared speeches section, wherein the prepared speakers would come and give speeches on the topics that they have already prepared on. The second section is table topic section, wherein the table topic master, who is Toastmaster Piyush Jain today, will give topics to all the members and guests present in the meeting room today. And they'll have to speak on that topic for 1 to 2 minutes. Then the third section of a Toastmaster meeting is general evaluation section. General evaluator with the entire team will be evaluating the entire meeting and giving us feedback. And to let us know more about the general evaluation section, I would like to call upon the general evaluator for today. The general evaluator for today is Toastmaster Srishti. Toastmaster Anant has already given a brief about Toastmaster Srishti's journey, but she is relatively newer member in comparison to few other people in this club. But in the short period of time, the feat she has achieved is exceptional, extraordinary. And you are going to know what skills led to she achieving these feats. And for that, I would like to call upon Toastmaster Srishti on stage, and I would like to hand over the stage to her.
Thank you, Toastmaster Madhav. Am I audible and visible?
Yes, you are.
First of all, thank you so much for the generous flattery that you bestow upon me every single time. Thank you. I appreciate it. Please keep it coming, as embarrassing as it is. Secondly, about my role today. Today, I am the general evaluator for this meeting. And my role is to evaluate everything that happens in the meeting, every person who speaks or takes a role. And I'm assisted by 3 people in this job. Actually, that's 3.5 people today. So what I have is a tag team with me. So a timer, our counter, and grammarian. Our timer role today is shared between Madhav and Anand. Our counter is Toastmaster Amit Kumar, and our grammarian is Toastmaster Jaspreet. Toastmaster Jaspreet, our grammarian, will also give us the word of the day today. And I would like to call her upon stage or in the spotlight so that she can share her role and the word of the day with us.
Hello. Hi.
Hi, Toastmaster Jaspreet. Can we have a quick audio video check?
Yes, sure.
Your,
Am I
your video
audible?
is not coming through. You are audible.
Oh, great. So the word of the day is daunting, which means seeming something difficult to deal with, anything that is intimidating or really frightening that some people don't want to do. Any kind of work, is very daunting. So an example of is a daunting task, or someone or some people are daunted by technology. So that's the word of the day. And I'll be checking everyone's grammar and words.
Okay, thank you so much, Toastmaster Jaspreet. So everyone, let's try to use the word of the day daunting as many times as we can. And I'm sure it won't be a daunting task. And by the end of it, we'll have added one more word to our repository. Now, I would like to hand the spotlight back to Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Madhav.
I'm sorry. Looks like 2 different voices are coming to my earbuds. I'll probably have to. It's a very, very different glitch. It's still the same issue. Am I supposed to tell the? Okay, now I think it's fine. I'm sorry. Apologies everyone for this.
Okay, handing over to you, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Madhav. Can we have a quick audio, video, and earphone check?
Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible. Actually, while you are figuring out your situation, I would also like to point out one thing today. So typically, whenever we have a certain number of prepared speeches, we have a corresponding number of evaluators. Today, we are going to try and do something different. So for one of the speeches, which is Toastmaster Sodamini's speech, we will go with the traditional format, which is for her speech, we will have a speech evaluator. Whereas for Toastmaster Anand's speech, we are going to have something called the group evaluation, whereby